It's been an interesting couple of weeks because it seems like people are finally starting to realize that Star Wars for the past couple of years has been a complete mess, except for three things: The Mandalorian, Rogue One, and that recent Star Wars game that we got, Jedi Fallen Order. That game was pretty good. But everything else has been a disaster. The trilogy that came out over the past couple of years was a disaster. Anybody that looked at that trilogy could tell that it was unplanned, they didn't know what they were doing, and they were just kind of throwing things against the wall. It was pretty obvious. And then, the fandom kind of split down the middle because of The Last Jedi. I kind of think that the people who say they're, hand quotations, fans of the Disney trilogy aren't really fans of it. I think they just like getting into the political fight. But we're going to get to that in a second. I want to show you some reasons why everything at Disney Star Wars is a mess. I want to start here. Gina Carano recently shared some opinions about some stuff, and you don't have to agree with her or not. That's not my point here. My point here is that it's okay to attack people in Star Wars that don't share the mainstream right opinion. If they don't have the right opinion, whatever the crazy radicals that are running Star Wars now and the press that covers nerddom have, they come after you, and that's totally okay. Bleeding Cool article here. The Mandalorian, Gina Carano isn't oppressed. She's selfish. And then you can work at Lucasfilm. Work on the High Republic books. You can make fun of her right here. This is a joke to the tweets that she made because she's unhappy with lockdowns. So right here, this guy can go ahead and slam her and make fun of her. It's A-okay to do that as long as you're slamming people that have the wrong opinion. Now, imagine if he had made this joke on Kelly Marie Tran, the woman who plays Rose Tico. This guy would be getting all kinds of articles written about him, how terrible he is. But as long as you're going after the right people, it's okay, even if you work at Disney. He's not going to be called an ist or a phobe or anything. He's going to be celebrated, which is why he's got 5.1K likes, 87 quote tweets, and 857 retweets. Because it's okay. He's going after the people that are against the right side of history. We go to John Boyega, who recently came out and validated everybody's points about all of the representation in the Disney trilogy and how it's fake and it's nothing more than virtue and cash grab. All of the characters that were in there for representation were nothing more than props in some cases. They didn't develop any of the characters. They would throw them in trailers so that people would think that they're trying to be woke. It was a big lie. It was a big lie. But yet this is something people celebrated. It's funny how when John Boyega comes out and says it, the tune changes. Oh, well, he's right. I never said anything for the past couple of years, but he's right. I'm going to come out now and I'm going to say bad things about Disney Star Wars. Bunch of hypocrites. How many people have been saying the criticism that he levied the past over like a week or so ago? How many people have made the same points he made and were called racist and istophobes and all kinds of stuff for saying that stuff? Well, you just don't like him. No, he was badly developed. They didn't do a good job with his character and a bunch of other characters. And then he comes out and says it's all true. Oh, well, all of a sudden the tune changes. It's kind of funny. I think it's rather humorous to watch all of this develop. All these articles coming out now talking about John Boyega and how he's right. And he was right. I agreed with him. And I made a video talking about it. A lot of people didn't like that. I was defending his points in that video because he was right. They don't have any real representation in the Star Wars Disney trilogy. It's all fake. It's all fake. And it's nice to see that people are, now they're finally coming out and saying it. So are they going to go back and apologize to all those fans they called istophobes? Probably not. How about let's talk about Rey Kenobi. Oh, you don't like Rey, huh? Oh, are you an ist? You don't like women, huh? It's funny. All of the points people have been saying about Rey are right too. All of the criticism that people have had on the Disney Star Wars trilogy has been validated over the past 2 weeks. Where's the apologies? Are they going to come? No, they won't. So this was big news yesterday. Came out pretty late. really started coming out and trending this morning. Star Wars fans freak over Daisy Ridley's explosive Rey Kenobi revelations. In this video, she says, oh, we didn't know what we were going to do with her, basically. In the first movie, we were talking about maybe this Kenobi connection, like she would be Obi-Wan's granddaughter. And then in the second one, we decided to really go with the nobody thing. And in the third one, we just kind of threw it out there that it was Palpatine. But I thought Palpatine was always being talked about. He was always the end game, according to Kathleen Kennedy and some other people. This trilogy was a mess. It was trash. It was horrible. It was unplanned. It was thrown together. It was a complete cash grab. And the sad thing here, the really true sad thing about all of this is they had outlines from George Lucas on what to do with this trilogy, and they decided to do their own thing. And how did that work out for them? Nobody is going to remember these movies in 10 years. Nobody's going to give a damn about them. Nobody's going to care. In a lot of ways, they kind of ruin the originals in some ways. They kind of taint them, and that's really sad. I'd rather never had any more Star Wars than have this trash. So let's take a look at what she actually said here. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you are not the father. According to actress Daisy Ridley, her mysterious Star Wars franchise character Rey was once going to be a descendant of Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and not, spoiler alert, the villainous Emperor Palpatine, as revealed in The Rise of Skywalker. But then the screenwriters started jerking around with her heritage. At the beginning, they were toying around with the idea that there was an Obi-Wan connection. There were different versions. Then it really went to it was no one, and then it came to episode 9, and JJ pitched me the film and was like, oh yeah, Palpatine is the granddaddy. Ridley 28 told guest host Josh Gad on Jimmy Kimmel Live on Tuesday. It only gets more jumbled from there. Then 2 weeks later, he was like, oh, we're not sure, Ridley said. So it kept changing. Then even as we were filming, I wasn't sure what the answer was going to be. Now, listen to that. And that's one of the key things right there. That's one of the key things right there. 2 weeks later, he was like, oh, we're not sure, Ridley said. So it kept changing. So then, even as we were filming, I wasn't sure what the answer was going to be. It's actually a lot to unpack there. Now, what have people been talking about for a long time? Oh, especially Doomcock Vindicated again. What has he been talking about on his channel for a while now? About how they were filming that movie up to the last minutes, trying to put it together. Like, it was a mess. There's a bunch of different versions. Once again, I would say he's probably 100% right. Because that is even more evidence. They had no idea what they're doing. They were just kind of lobbing and throwing things together. This trilogy never had any direction. And it's funny that now they're finally coming out and admitting it. And, you know, the Fandom Menace is vindicated once again as well. And I wonder, what are you going to call them now? Are you going to keep calling them istophobes? Because right now, Daisy Ridley is proving that they're 100% right about the direction of the franchise. They didn't know what they were doing. They were proven right by John Boyega about the fact that they used POC as props. He never really gave them any kind of character development. That's from John Boyega. He's right. Like I said in my last video when I talked about John's comments, you can look at that one Naomi woman who played Lando's granddaughter or daughter or whatever. The only reason you would even know that is if you bought a book that was revealed to you. It's a joke. This franchise is a joke now. Now, maybe it can get better. I think The Mandalorian is quite good, and I'm hoping Season 2 is good as well. We'll find out. But, man, they really messed up here, and it's funny that people have been calling people istophobes and all kinds of nonsense for years, and all this information comes out. How does Kathleen Kennedy still have a job? Really, how does she still have a job? All this info coming out, and she's still there. And you know what? I don't think she's going to get fired. A lot of people think she's going to get fired. I think they're going to re-up her. What a disaster. What a disaster. Anyway, I love Star Wars. I hope they figure this out and can make this franchise work again. But I don't know. Under Kathleen Kennedy, that's not going to happen. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Throw a like up, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you would. Make sure you're still subscribed, by the way. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
You can't stop me, I'm a Jedi from Jakku.
Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.